Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Every week we introduce you to a new furry friend looking for their forever home in our Pet of the Week. Today we're joined by Community Engagement Coordinator for Williamson County Regional Animal Shelter. Ran out of breath there. Leo Delgado, alongside this sweet little pup that you can see at the bottom of your screen. Her name is Agatha. Leo, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Agatha. She is a sweet girl who makes friends really easily.
Oh my gosh, she has not met a human that she doesn't like. Tiny humans, old humans, everybody. She'll soak up the attention from you.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see it while she's laying down, but maybe, actually you can see it. Okay, so we're going to stay on her here. She has one little floppy ear and one little upright ear, and something about that makes her little face so precious. She is really cute, and she's a good, I would say, apartment-sized dog.
Oh my gosh.
She could be good for apartment dwellers.
Is this the total package or what? She's got the perfect medium size and that little ear. You absolutely nailed it. We love it. Her photos with that little pop there.
She's just a little perky in the one ear. Look at that, so cute.
I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. And so talk to me about her activity level as we're talking about maybe who would be a good home. When I think about apartments, maybe up and downstairs, but also some cuddling on the couch possibly.
Absolutely. So we tried the stairs for the first time out on the way in today.
No way.
She handled them just fine. Activity level, she's one of these ideal pups that I say is like, we'll get out and run with you. She's great on leash. She's a dream. We walked all over this morning and she was perfect on leash. But she can also go. I'm telling you, when you close the gate, she's out there. And
she can get her zoomies on.
Oh yeah. So when they can flip the switch like that, I love it. We'll go out, run to the dog park, run around in the backyard, and then still we come in. It's time to wind down. She's gonna be on the couch with you because look at her.
She looks like a cuddle buddy.
Right at home. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. When we talk about Agatha, we do have some information, thankfully, because she has been fostered in the past. So
Yes.
let's talk about who she'd be comfortable with in the home.
Absolutely. Can I just, for a moment, speaking of fosters, I just have to thank the folks of Williamson County. During this recent weather event, we called out to them to come help us, come foster for the weekend stay just for the storm. And boy, Agatha did find a foster home over that, and she just loved it. We got the cutest photos back in from her, and it's just so great when you see the community come out like that. So I, of course, just want to say thank you to the folks out in Williamson County and for coming out and supporting our shelter. But yes, they loved having Agatha in the home. She gets along with everyone. She does prefer to be the only pet. If you do have a current pet, just bring them on up. Our staff is so great. They're going to do the introduction for you. They're going to watch. They know all the signs. And they're going to see her comfort level. And that's really all we're trying to do is just integrate a new family member in. So, take some time.
When we want that family member to go home, we want it to be a forever family member.
Absolutely.
Right? So meet and greets are really important. But, she might be just a little bit of a diva, and that's okay. She wants to be the only star in your home.
Okay,
But she can play with the kiddos, and that's really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You've got a foster adoption special happening. Tell me about that.
Yes, so we're really excited about that. We had over half of our population was in foster over this past weekend.
That is may I say, I'm going to do the same thing too. Thank you, Williamson County, for stepping up for the regional animal shelter. That is awesome that you guys got so many dogs into homes.
I'm telling you, we were all monitoring, watching the number. We were just all so touched. So it was amazing. Over half the population was in foster. So we said, hey, this is a great opportunity. Let's do an adoption special for fosters. Any dog that's in foster care right now through us is free to adopt.
Wow.
So that's, you're fostering and you're like, hey, it's working out. Let's make this official. Free. Not only that, does your neighbor come over? Did they visit with your foster? And that's a cute, free for them too. We want any dog that's in foster care right now free to adopt.
That's amazing. So the numbers have gone out. You want them to stay low because,
you got it.
as we know, puppy and kitten season will
Right
be here.
the
Yeah, right around the corner. Be here before we know it. Okay. Something else that came up during the ice storm the last couple of days is that people were kind of surprised to find out about your red poppy adoptique, and that's because it's still pretty new. So we're kind of just getting the word out.
Absolutely. So it is still fairly new. We do have a second satellite location in Georgetown as well. It's at 110 Walden in Georgetown. And we house about 30 to 40 dogs at any time there. It's dogs only. And it's boutique style adoption over there. So these guys are all ready to go. They're ones that we know can go the same day.
Super duper social, I'm told. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like these are the dogs who are like pick of the litter, not to use a term. But they're happy guys, happy to spend time with other people, happy to spend time with dogs, and ready to head out the door.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So yes, we just wanted to spread the word, keep that on top of everybody's mind, that we do have that facility out there. It's great, and we want people to go visit that as well.
Lovely. Okay, and in just our last few seconds here, Bets for Pets. You've just announced it. Still a lot of details to come.
Yes. Breaking news here. So we're going to say, we just want to put the save the date out there. So May 2nd is the date. Bets for Pets. That is the fundraiser for our medical program specifically. We have the best medical staff, our vet. Shout out Dr. Naya. She is awesome. And this is benefiting all of our medical needs at the shelter.
Which are so huge because dogs and cats can come in with any range of problems, and we need to get them back healthy before they can go to the forever homes.
Exactly.
And hopefully we found Agatha a forever home today. She did great. You did great, little one. Oh, I'm sorry, I woke you up now. Oh, poor thing. But we appreciate it, Leo. Thank you so much for your time. For more information on adopting Agatha and ways to get involved with the shelter, visit wilcopets.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by KIPP Texas Public Schools. The KIPP Texas Student Lottery is coming up. Eliana Rios, Senior Director of Student Recruitment, is here to tell us more about what makes KIPP Texas so special. So, Eliana, first question, tell us about KIPP Texas Public Schools.
Absolutely. So, KIPP Texas is a free charter open enrollment school. We are a network of 45 schools serving 32,000 students pre-K to 12th grade. And also we have schools across KIPP Texas. Here in Austin specifically, we have 5 schools.
What makes KIPP Texas different than maybe other public schools?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I have 3 top things on the top of my mind. The first one, it is that at KIPP, we do have experience. So KIPP has served Texas for over 30 years. So, and we have demonstrated through our schools the impact of a high quality education has on improving high school graduation rates, college admission rates, but ultimately the positive impact in our communities. In KIPP Texas, we see our students as a whole person. So we do understand that academics is really important, is essential, but also we recognize as well that the emotional well-being of our students is going to support the student success. Last but not least, we offer free transportation, free healthy breakfast and lunch for all our students, no exceptions. We have an array of extracurricular activities, athletics, and much more.
And tell me about your 2025 results, because you guys are doing well.
Yes, very, very well. We are really proud of our students. We have a 99% high school graduation rate. And also we are working really, really hard to have and to deliver it a strong academic program in all our schools.
So tell me, how can a child become a KIPP student?
Sure, so our lottery is around the corner, and any student can apply to be a KIPP student. In order to get enrolled, so families must submit an application. That is our process. At the deadline is January 26th. And the lottery is going to happen on Monday, February 2nd of this year, the 2026. If the families are deciding to submit the application post-lottery or post the deadline, it's okay. We continue accepting applications. However, they will be placed on our wait list. The order that they are going to get is based on when we are receiving them. Visit our website, kipptexas.org.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Eliana, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Learn more and apply for the lottery today at kipptexas.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by KIPP Texas Public Schools. Hey, did you do dry January? With the month almost over, if you're interested in continuing to explore your relationship without alcohol, a local expert can help. Amanda Kuda of Unbottled Potential is here for a conversation. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie.
Let's talk about how you became a leader specifically for women in sobriety, because you've been on this journey yourself a while now.
Yeah, I have almost 9 years alcohol-free, and it was a complete accident that I started to become a leader in the alcohol-free space. I have a background in business coaching and marketing and communication, and I had started a personal development journey really clear that I wanted to live a better life, and had lived in Austin just about a year when I realized that going out on Rainy Street was the popular thing back then.
I think it still is. I think it still is.
Yeah, no shade to Rainy Street. That was not going to cut it for me. And so I decided to stop drinking dry January 2017 and began to share about that journey online. And wouldn't you know it, there were people who didn't quite affiliate with having a problem or needing some sort of recovery help that just wanted to quit drinking. And so I started getting all of these DMs and messages about how I was doing what I was doing, because even though I didn't have a dependency on alcohol, it was still kind of fringe to quit drinking. And so I used my background in coaching and communication and marketing to create a program and to create a philosophy around being alcohol free.
That's wonderful. And I think people from time to time will see me sip something here on the show, but I actually don't. I haven't had a full drink myself in about a year and a half.
And how do you feel?
I feel really clear upstairs.
Yep. Yeah, that'll do it.
Nothing wrong with that. But I do know a lot of people try dry January, and I'm so glad that that's where your journey started, because we're kind of hitting on that anniversary. Tell me kind of what you hear from clients or potential clients, other people that you talk to around this time as they're reevaluating their relationship with alcohol.
Sure. You know, for me personally, and I think that this is the trap that a lot of people fall into, we think that we'll quit drinking for 30 days and boom, everything will be doves and unicorns, and we'll be able to kind of reset our drinking. Our skin will be glowing. We'll have all this energy. We'll sleep like a baby. And the reality is, if you've been drinking even at a moderate but consistent rate for any amount of time, that's not really enough time to reset your relationship with alcohol. And so some people start to get a little down in the dumps. They're happy that they did the 30 days, but they're like, where's the great sleep and glowing skin and tremendous weight loss? Where's my six-pack abs? And so they get a little discouraged, and sometimes they'll use the 1st of February as a way to treat themselves and maybe try to moderate. But for the most part, anyone who's done dry January is somewhat curious about what it would be like to live an alcohol-free lifestyle. And so my encouragement is always, why don't you keep going a little while longer and give your body the chance to truly recover? And as you know from giving up alcohol, sometimes that takes 3, 6, or 9 months for your body and your mind to actually start to see the benefits.
It's true. Yeah, the great sleep. My brother did dry January a couple years ago, and he was angry at the end of dry January. He was like, where are all the positive benefits? I'm just going to go back to the IPA.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I like the idea of extending it just to kind of see what's going on.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of explore your mental space. And there are so many good mocktails out there now, or alcohol-free options. I've gone to the point, y'all, where I'm just ordering Shirley Temples, and sometimes people will look at me a little sideways, but you know what? It tastes good to me and doesn't have caffeine, so I can have it for dinner. Yeah, I know. Gives me a couple of options. So let's talk about the mocktail that you brought with you today, because it's perfect for the cold time of the year.
Yes, we just came through a little cold burst here in Austin, and you know, a lot of people have been under the weather. So this is going to be a non-alcoholic version of a hot toddy, and it's using a local botanical called Tennyson.
Oh, I didn't know this was local.
Yeah, so these guys are great. They made this nice in a specialty spirit. It's a liquid botanical blend, sugar-free, really tasty alternative. And today we've added a little bit of fresh apple cider to it, some lemon juice, and then we're going to add some cinnamon sticks and have a little drink.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's get everything poured in. And we're seeing these beautiful, like, fresh, fruits and gingers and things like that over here. Is that the botanical stuff that goes into Tennyson?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's a really bold and complex and sophisticated blend that I think that what we miss a lot when we're not drinking alcohol is kind of that fiery, the kind of warmth that it gives you. And so they really nailed it with this. And adding in the hot apple cider, it's just going to give you a little something special there.
And you and I are going to have to talk afterwards about these ceramic little mugs because they're gorgeous.
Aren't those nice?
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay, so good.
Yeah, and genuinely, it feels like a hot toddy. That's really good. Okay, I want to make sure that we talk about your book and that we talk about your podcast of the same name. So let's first focus on the book.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wrote this book after knowing that I'd put something really special together in my alcohol-free journey that was spiritual, it was shame-free, it was really opportunity and optimistic focused. And so I wanted to write a book, and this book is called Unbottled Potential. It's all about breaking up with alcohol so that you can break through to your best life. And I found that being alcohol free for me just opened up this world of clarity. It opened up an ability to have better, more connected, more vulnerable relationships, for me to understand what I really wanted in my life in terms of career and lifestyle and all of these things that I had just kind of been going with the herd on before. All of a sudden I had this different perspective on how I wanted to live, and I knew it was kind of my responsibility to share that with other people. And so I put it all into a book. I did the painstaking effort of writing it all down, and that was like an episode of therapy, let me tell you that, but it came out really nicely, and I really love sharing it with people. It is just all about all of the great and wonderful things that you can step into in terms of your potential if you decide to go alcohol free.
And so would this be for someone who's sober curious, who maybe is just on the path? You said for me, for example, mine is kind of medicine-induced alcohol freeness. So kind of embracing it with confidence instead of feeling like it was something forced upon me.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we, sometimes it can feel like a punishment that we don't get to drink alcohol anymore. And I didn't want to take that approach. I didn't want there to be any shame to it. So I wanted to share all of the ways that we might get stuck in the mindset of drinking and feel like we need or deserve alcohol no matter what reason we choose to quit drinking, and offer some exercises and a path forward to really see why there is so much possibility in being alcohol free. So it's great for someone who's sober curious, great for someone who's already quit drinking and just kind of needs a little tune up in their mentality, and some exercises to help them get to the next step. And also, just really good for anyone who's wanting to reconsider their relationship with alcohol with a shame-free approach.
Love it. Okay, and then in our last 15 seconds here, of course, you also have the podcast where you're working hard there too.
Yeah, a podcast by the same name, Unbottled Potential, where I share personal development secrets, spirituality hacks, and interview other people who are living an alcohol-free lifestyle.
Sounds good to me, Amanda. It's really awesome what you're offering.
Thank you.
There's so much to do here in Austin, and I like that you're offering a different side to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. All right, learn more about the programs and resources that Amanda has to offer at amandakuda.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. It is a brand new start to a brand new year. Do you want to create some financial goals for 2026? Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, is here with some tips for success for us. So Pam, first of all, why are financial resolutions so important?
That's a great question, Rosie, because financial resolutions or goals, whichever you refer to, is so important. You're going to start talking about long-term wealth, how you're going to build your wealth over time. And then you want to track your progress. So manage what you're doing in saving your money as well. And then when you're saving money, you're going to improve your financial situation because you're looking at things that you want to do, like paying off debt, things like that. So it's going to put you in a great financial situation. And then when you're in that great situation, not worried about things, you're going to reduce that financial stress as well.
And I know that some financial stress might have gone up around the holidays. Maybe we shopped a little bit too much. So of course we want to We want a fresh start on the year.
Yes.
And giving it our best. So what are some of the most common financial resolutions that you tend to hear?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, and I think the most important, is to create a budget. We talk about that all the time. Yeah. That's the most important thing. And if you've already started with a budget, now's a perfect time to review it, evaluate some things. Maybe your job changed, you got a raise, things like that. So you want to look at those situations and determine what you need to do in that budget. Invest in retirement. It's never too early. It's never too late. So you always want to start now. Start at the beginning of the year. It's the perfect time. And then debt. It's so important to not have too much debt. It's okay to have some, but pay it down, pay it off. That's going to put you in a great situation. It improves your credit score when you have lower debt.
Subscriptions, y'all. Check those subscriptions because you might be losing money.
So many that you don't need.
Yeah. Well, that's why looking over the budget is so important. Okay,
Absolutely.
What are some helpful tips that you would give folks to help them achieve their resolutions?
Yeah, so you want to set goals, first of all, and then small and large goals. So start small, because that way you can celebrate the little successes, and that'll put you in the position to get those larger goals in line. So definitely want to set the goals, track your progress, see where you are. So we say create a plan with a timeline. Mm-hmm. Track it. Did you overshoot? Do you need to step back a little bit? But you always want to track that progress because you want to set yourself up for success, right? And then celebrate along the way. Those great things, like you wanted to save a little bit, you did it, celebrate and continue to do that. Stay on track.
Some really great tips today, Pam. Thank you so much and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
To learn more about all of the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Welcome back, y'all. They've got the most eclectic finds, as you can see, matched with the best vibes, all benefiting a great cause. Joining us now is Ben Zimmerman, our friend with Top Drawer Thrift. Ben, good morning.
Good morning to you, too.
All right, let's talk about what you brought in today, because it is, to use the word eclectic, I think would be very spot on.
Indeed, yes. It's all very colorful and very fun. And folk art is kind of the theme we've got going on today. So all these things are made by hand.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so being made by hand and being made by upcycled materials like paper and found objects and found wood, sometimes they're a little broken and a little chipped, but that's okay. I love them anyway. It just gives them a little character.
A little character.
Yes.
Well, and so much character from the love of the hands that made them.
Absolutely.
We're talking paper mache.
Yeah.
We're talking clay.
Yeah.
And so talk to me a little bit about kind of your folk art approach, your collection, that sort of thing.
So, these were all donated yesterday.
They are brand new.
Brand new, so nobody's even seen this other than the merman. He's been hanging out with us for a minute at the shop.
merman.
Yes, which is, I could not find another example of a merman. Lots of mermaids out there. But yeah, so we have, in the back of the shop, we have like a little workshop area where we fix things. So these have not been to the workshop yet. So a little scotch tape here just for the camera. But yeah, we can glue all their little bits and bops back on and his little arms back on. And this is supposed to have doors.
This is Devil Revelry, I feel like would be a good name for it.
Yeah.
But when I look at the amount of work, for example, that went into this, like it's unbelievable, actually.
It's all those little figures were, like you said, made but with love by somebody's hands. Mm-hmm. And even this one is this chapel, this church. I've seen a lot of these, but I've never seen one in this bold of color, and it's just wonderful.
It is gorgeous, and it's a 360-degree view, 365-degree view as well. There's like painting all around the back and things like that. So it's just the love and the ingenuity that someone wanted to put into an art piece, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. These are going to be really fun to have in the shop, and somebody's going to get to take them home and show them love again.
And so you're saying these are there now. We've just gotten them.
Yep, they'll be on the floor today.
Okay, and not only that, talk to me about what's in the shop right now.
So we have, this shop is very, very full. So during the Christmas season, during the holidays, we got more donations than we have gotten since we opened.
Wow.
Over the course of that 6 weeks.
That's huge.
Yeah, from Thanksgiving till the end of the year. So it is amazing. The store is packed. It's been really, really fun going through all of the new wonderful things. We still have, it's cold outside. We've got all kinds of coats and sweaters that keep coming in every day. So it is a wonderland as always there.
And remind us of the categories of things that you do offer.
So we have housewares, electronics, physical media like CDs and photographs and all those old wonderful things, and clothes and shoes and accessories and jewelry.
And
just goes on and on.
collections.
Yes.
That's kind of the place where like wonderful collections go to live.
Oh yes.
So
If you remember the clock collection and radio collection we talked about a couple months back, we
they
got
were like
more of that.
mid-century, modern. They were so
We got
cool.
about 40 more of them since I talked to you last.
And there was like a collection of toys from like the 1970s and 80s that was so cool too. And so, the watches and all sorts of things, just an absolute menagerie in there.
Yeah, menagerie is the perfect word.
Thank you so much for that. We were talking about your famous dresser the last time you were here.
The dresser. So it had to be removed from the roof of the building.
Which is such a bummer.
And we drug our feet, or I drugged my feet, hoping that they would change their mind. Minds were not changed. So we adapted, as we do. We are very good at adapting to anything around us. So we found the perfect person to build us an awning over our back door.
Amazing.
That also holds up our new dresser, as you can see there. It is fantastic. It is closer. You can almost touch it. It is big and bold and beautiful and bright. And we're so happy to have him back.
Oh,
it's so great.
I'm glad. Yeah. The hearth, the piece of Top Drawer Thrift is now just that much closer when you walk in.
Yeah. And it just highlights the back door where all the donations come in, all the treasures come in right there. It's perfect.
Okay, all right. First Thursday, I was shocked to say when we were getting ready for this segment, that's next week already.
Yeah, already. It's going to be February. So boom, there you go. And this is kind of a sneak peek because it will be kind of Mardi Gras themed this time.
Okay.
Just for fun, so lots of color. We have a lot of costumes that are going to be coming out. Feather boas and silly hats and a lot of vintage Mardi Gras beads. And I'm not talking just the little strands either. I'm talking the ones with the big plastic ducks or big faces or masks. They're really, really, really fun.
Oh, cool. I can't wait. And I can't believe we're talking about Mardi Gras. I can't believe we're that far into the year. But speaking of being this far into the year, let's actually rewind back to 2025.
Yes.
You've got a nice update on 2025 sales numbers.
Yes. So it is absolutely incredible. So since we moved, that last year was our first full year from January to December. So we broke over $500,000 in sales at our 1,700 square foot store. And that all goes right straight to housing. It's incredible. That is the second best year we have ever had in our 30 years. And it is amazing. Our space is smaller, but our donations have been coming in, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I feel very blessed and lucky to be a part of it.
Oh, and especially after the move, I know there's a bit of concern we have to reestablish.
Right.
To have these numbers, it just has to make you feel so good.
It does. And it's all because of the community. It's all because of the donors and the shoppers and the people that volunteer and the staff. It just takes a whole village, as they say, to do this. And I'm just one little piece. And
you're a big piece, come on.
I am pretty loud and colorful, so there's that.
All right, and just in our last 10 seconds, project transitions for anyone learning for the first time.
So project transitions, we do housing for people with HIV. We've gone from 30 units to 101 units over the past 5 years. Every dollar you spend, every donation you make to Top Drawer goes right to fund all of those causes. We're there every day. We have people moving in, learning a trade, and moving out into the world, into permanent housing within months to a year. It's wonderful.
And it's going really well.
It's
Congratulations,
going really, really well.
Ben. Thank you. To get more details on what's happening over at Top Drawer, they've got such fun stuff. Visit topdrawerthrift.org.
Trivial Pursuit is back for a brand new season and is a part of the CW's Game Night lineup. So joining me now with everything you need to know is host and executive producer LeVar Burton. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, Blake. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So, LeVar, let's just start with this. What excites you most about this new season of Trivial Pursuit? And how would you kind of say the tone and pace move throughout the show so the viewers can really get excited for what to expect this year?
one of the things I'm most excited about is season 2. Season 1 was very, well enjoyed by the audience. But I felt on a personal level, I was still getting to know and learn the game. This season, I'm much more comfortable at the podium, and I feel like I'm able to be much more of myself. So I'm more relaxed. I'm more comfortable. The contestants are fantastic. They come from all over the country, and they're great. I mean, a lot of them play pub trivia. They practice. And they're knowledgeable. I say at the end of every episode, Trivia Pursuit, where knowing stuff is celebrated, and that's important to me. We are all educators in my family. My mom, my elder sister, her 2 daughters, my nieces, my son. If you were Burton, you are in the education business most probably. And me, I've just taken a little sidestep to show business, but I definitely believe that all TV is educational, Blake. The question is, what are we teaching?
Yeah, what are we teaching? Yeah,
I've tried to use the airwaves in a very positive manner for almost 50 years now.
Yeah, and you have, and thank you for all that you've done as far as educating goes on television. Now, hosting a game show would be such an interesting job to me because you're kind of doing this dual role of, being a comfort to the contestants, right? But you also kind of have to keep the authority throughout the game as well. So how do you go about keeping the balance while you're hosting these episodes and these games?
I think that balance lives naturally inside of me. The thing that I'm loving most about hosting Trivia Pursuit is I get to be myself, and there's a real familiarity, I think, between most of the contestants and me. They for the most part grew up watching me, and I love it when they come in and we meet, and sometimes they get a little misty-eyed, I get a little teary. It's a lovely thing. But I think in terms of being the host, it's not an easy job, but because there's so much to it. But I love it. It demands a lot of me.
Yeah, I love that. And it keeps you going, keeps you active, which I think would be like a fun role in a way. So obviously we don't want to give too much away, no spoilers here, but anything you can kind of tease for us about this new season's contestants, maybe any twists that are being introduced into the game?
Any twists that are being introduced into the game? It's pretty much basically, I think it's a great translation of the board game to a television show. But in terms of twists, I think for me the biggest twist is I'm just a lot more relaxed.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. I like that. More relaxed, so we're excited to see kind of how that plays out. Now, as I mentioned, Trivial Pursuit is now part of the CW's game night lineup, paired with Scrabble, hosted by Craig Ferguson, who we know and love. Now, how do you see kind of Trivial Pursuit complementing Scrabble in this new game night block?
Well, first of all, Craig Ferguson, hello. The man's one of the funniest human beings on the planet. I think these 2 shows work well together. Scrabble is all about words and letters and words and putting them together, and you have to have a certain amount of acumen in order to win at that game, to play it well. And I think the same is true for Trivial Pursuit. You're gonna know some of the answers. You will, and you're gonna not know some of the answers. But at the end of the episode, at the end of the game, you're gonna have learned something. And I love that about our game.
Yeah, I love that too. Like you said, bringing that kind of educational piece into television. Now, you have had such a long-standing career, kind of as you mentioned. So when you look at, just kind of your career, how do you see this show fitting into, just the thorough line of your career and everything that you've done? And because I know the education piece and the curiosity piece is really important to you.
Yeah, I see Trivial Pursuit is absolutely in alignment with that which I am known for. I'm a huge game show fan, have been for a long time, and I'm proud to host Trivia Pursuit on the CW. I'm having a blast, and I want you and your family to come and enjoy with me.
Yeah, well, LeVar, thank you so much for your time this morning. Season 2 of Trivial Pursuit airs Thursdays on the CW, premiering on January 22nd. Don't miss it. Thanks, LeVar.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by the Bugmaster. As the weather cools down, we are not the only ones seeking warmth. Rodents start looking for cozy spaces too. Dauphin Ewert, CEO of the Bugmaster, joins us with smart tips to keep them out of your home. Okay, why is winter the most important season, Dauphin, for winter prevention?
We see a lot more problems pop up in the winter, but I think it's commonly because it's a time when we get into spaces that we wouldn't normally get into. You get into your attic, you get into your storage rooms, you kind of go through areas of your house that you're not normally in, and it's when you're noticing problems. I mean, we do see some moving indoors as the weather changes, looking for shelter, looking for warmth, things like that. But a lot of times those were pre-existing things.
Oh, okay. All right. It means we need to be vigilant. All right. What areas of home are most vulnerable in the wintertime?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And the way I think of it is, what areas do we most commonly see problems? So attics are a really common area that we see activity. Not all homes in Texas have this, but some homes have crawl spaces. You might see activity there. And then the other places that probably wouldn't be a surprise to anybody would be places where you have stuff that they'd want to eat. So your kitchen's really common. One thing that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, but it's a big deal, is pet food, right? So if you're leaving pet food on a back porch in inaccessible areas, that's also the exact type of food that these kind of animals like.
Any winter-specific steps homeowners should take now to help prevent rodents, just in case there isn't an issue yet?
So we always recommend just paying attention to some of those habits, right? So if you know that you're leaving food out, if you can limit the amount of that kind of stuff that you're leaving out, whether it's pet food, if you can, feed a pet and then take it up, or pay attention to your trash areas, make sure those bags are sealed and they're in a closed container. Any of those things can kind of help you a little bit.
So how does a professional approach differ from, for example, what a homeowner can achieve themselves?
Yeah, so, a lot of the things they're really small details. And as a professional, we're really trained to look at the home in that way. We kind of notice what the highways are and what the entryways are. And we have a good sense of how to seal it up and make sure that those are addressed before you have them being used.
Which homeowners are not used to, but the professionals are.
We are, yeah.
Dauphin, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
To start a quote with a quick response time, go to thebugmaster.com or call the number on your screen. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Bugmaster. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country.